Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to be talking about the 4 pillars of Ascension. So, I was doing a meditation during the 11:11 portal today, and I was shown that each of the pillars, so each one within 1111 is essentially a pillar or a practice or a way of being. And when you are following each 4 pillar, as they have different meanings and attributes to them, ascension is easier and more accelerated. You can kind of think of it as like a grid of 1, 2, 3, 4, as if you were in the middle. And if you're embodying all of these things and taking the energies from them because you're emanating that same energy as each of the pillars, you're then able to ascend much more faster than you would if you weren't taking up all these 4 pillars. So I'll briefly discuss each of the 4 pillars and things that you can do to align yourself with these pillars so that you can accelerate your ascension. So pillar number 1 is the ascension pillar of service. So a key part of ascension is understanding that you chose to be here and you chose to be here of service. So this is talking more so, and I believe it's trying to guide you out of your ego mindset and into your true highest self, higher mind, soul's purpose. So this is learning and knowing that you have to consciously follow the call of your soul and not the call of your ego. And if you're following the call of your soul, it will be in service because your soul knows that you are here to be of service. You see, when you're of service, you're not necessarily attached to any worldly things in which your ego will be brought up. And when you're in service to others, it's showing that you are truly here to help, you truly care, and all of these other incredible attributes that are very, very high vibrational. And when you're doing these acts of service, this can be through your job, essentially. Here is through doing service. So I'm just listing off the examples that first come to my head. So Reiki, or osteopath, or giving oracle readings, making videos, writing books, whatever your soul is calling you to do, that's of service. If you're doing this, you're going to be more aligned with your highest self and your highest possible ascension timeline. Going into pillar number 2 is the pillar of healing. So ascension fully can only occur when you've healed the parts of you that are not healed yet. So this healing can be from this lifetime as well as parallel lifetimes, since they affect us so much, as well as ancestral karma, because it's kind of stored in our DNA, as well as karma, but just in general between any person or situation. So why this is kind of part of the ascension why healing is an ascension pillar and such a vital way of being is because ascension is kind of healing in a way. When we're ascended, we're healed and we've released and we've let go of all of this kind of just dense energy that no longer serves, that was just based on limiting beliefs, experiences we've had in the past, contracts we've had with other people, etc. So if you're not fully healed, it's harder to ascend, because without being healed, you're not fully in alignment. There's always something that's off, or if you haven't healed parallel lives, you're not fully present in this moment now. So that's why healing is such an important part. And just in general, the whole idea of healing with ascension is in a way kind of healing and upgrading your DNA. So you have to be open to this healing that has to occur on the ascension process, because if you're not open to healing, it's going to be a lot harder for you to ascend, because then you have all this karma and inner child wounds and everything that's kind of blocking your body and staying dense in your physical body, that doesn't allow you to fully then upgrade to your light body, which comes with ascension. So the 3rd pillar of ascension is the acceptance and willingness to change as well as to receive. So ascension really is about change. We're changing all aspects of the way that we live. We're breaking down the old way of being and moving into a new way of being, and you can't resist change if you want that to happen. So it's really focusing in on how you can become more willing and accepting for this change, because even like your DNA with Ascension is changing, it's crystallizing, your body's crystallizing, literally everything is changing. So you have to be willing to accept and willing to receive, on the other hand of the being okay with change. So on the other hand of being okay with change, as I just mentioned, is receiving. A lot of us, we have kind of blocks that allow us to, or I guess technically disallow us to receive energy, upgrades, light codes, or just a new way of being, because we don't think that we're worthy, is I think the main like collective wound that stops the willingness and ability to receive. So you kind of have to work with your ability to receive and look in all aspects of your life, like, why do you not believe that you're worthy of something so great? And then work from that to change that. Because if you can't receive, you can't necessarily ascend properly, because you have to be, your channels have to be open and willing to receive the upgrades that are coming in, the downloads, everything. Because if you don't have that, then you're not really completely aligned with your higher self if you're not willing to receive, because you have to be willing to receive kind of like the Ascension codes, downloads, information, etc. So this pillar is really working on making sure you're okay with change, and then evaluating your own self-worth, which must be high in this case. So the fourth pillar is the pillar of love. So we know love is all that actually exists, and love is the fifth dimension, and right now we're attempting to ascend into the fifth dimension. So it makes sense that the fourth pillar is then love. So the pillar of love asks us to act in love and to be love. So our very presence every day, we should wake up and know and remember that we are love. Like, that's literally what we are. That is the frequency that resides in our DNA. We just cannot remember it all the time. So we need to remember and be love. This also means we have to act in love. So it means everything we do, we need to do it to some degree of love. So even if it's something as small as like doing the dishes, like do the dishes with love, or write a book with love, or take a walk with love. It's kind of just tapping into that frequency and that emotion, so then you can hold it into your being, and this will also then impact New Earth, because you're then planting the seeds and holding the frequencies of New Earth within your being if you're tuning to that of love. You can also work on opening your heart chakra to do this. Picture an emerald green wheel kind of coming out from your heart when you're in meditation, or you can use different crystals that work with the heart center to open that up and allow yourself to just be and emanate and embody love. So essentially with these four pillars, you're meant to live them, embody them, and just be them. So be of service, be healing, be willing and accepting of change and able to receive, as well as being and acting in love. The more that you follow these four pillars, the more that you will accelerate your ascension, and the more connected to a higher power and higher beings that you will feel, and just the easier it's going to get to do the things that you need to do on a daily basis to make yourself feel whole, as well as to truly, truly, truly and fully ascend. So I hope you took something from this video, and I look forward to seeing you in one of my next videos. Peace.